How's that? Why? Why are you better than you deserve? You don't deserve to be better. All right.
I'm not a Dave Ramsey fan. Have you heard of Dave Ramsey?
Who?
Dave
Dave
Ramsey.
Ramsey. Yeah.
Yeah. Doing
He got a
push
haircut.
today.
Look at his haircut.
I cut this a while ago, but yeah, we haven't been online in a while. You started
Clean.
disappearing,
A
and I
clean
got
cut.
busy. Oh, it ain't clean. I need to cut it again.
What? Hey, what are you gonna cut? There's no hair that left to cut.
Put back on the 9 millimeter and cut it down. Oh, is it just me today for this
For now.
session?
Yeah.
Are you
Because
expecting anybody?
because Corinne already she should already have moved to so I'm waiting to see her time schedule.
Oh yeah, she's not gonna work out at the same time.
Oh, it depends.
Nah, Colorado. She's 2 hours behind you. Not gonna be the same.
We're doing push today.
Yeah.
You're in the dark gray. Nice.
I've been on the dark gray.
Let's see how we do it now. How was your? You went to where was it? You went to Italy, right?
Yeah, got sick.
Got sick. Oh,
That's never fun.
no,
Got
that's
sick, brought it home, and then
got everybody else sick.
well, at first nobody. It was just me for the because that was Veterans Day weekend. Canceled my trip to go down to Germany, which we were all going to go down for the weekend because I was like, I can't do this. And so I stayed home all weekend. And then, what was it? Monday night into Tuesday morning,
Uh huh.
my daughter woke up she just started like vomiting uncontrollably. Like she was doing 4 or 5 times an hour.
Wow.
And we thought it
Sounds like
may
you
have been
brought the
something that
bag.
she ate. But then later, my wife said she threw up, and it was like, they ain't been eating the same thing. So,
Yeah.
and I had a little stomach issue starting on Sunday. So they're like, it's you.
Thank you, Dad.
So she didn't go to school except for Friday the following week.
Is it cold over there already?
Oh yeah.
Good. What have you been doing for legs?
Monday I did just front squat with the wedges because my knee was hurting from last week. I did split squats trying to get back in after several things, and this knee was hurting. So, but I was gonna put the brace on and do splits again. Go back to splits tonight. Did you go to your son's thing?
The one in Louisiana, no.
Uh,
Had to take care of some things here.
you take care of the pool, or you got somebody that comes and does that?
No, somebody comes and does that. Somebody comes weekly to take care of that.
I was talking to one of my contractors in my office because he's got a house up in I think Niceville, and he said,
Niceville?
yeah,
Okay. In Florida,
up
right?
in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
And he said that he was telling me about how homeowners insurance it skyrocketed a few years ago, and a lot of companies won't cover you there anymore.
Yep. It's very few.
And he said something about too that like the policies that do, they kind of everybody's basically got the same thing. He said something kind of like it was community style because it helps take care of anybody if a hurricane or a bad tropical storm comes through and wipes out a bunch of stuff. Sounds like Florida passed a law, and that's why all the insurance companies pulled out. Kind of like when the Affordable Health Care Act got passed, and some insurance companies said, bye.
Yeah. Well, insurance companies are in Florida. There's always been this thing where, let's say, a major hurricane comes through and destroys everything.
Yeah.
Then the insurance companies have a clause that said that if it's major, after a certain percentage, they don't pay. The state has to pay. So what are they there for? They're only there to collect money. like literally, after a certain threshold, they won't pay.
Yeah.
The state has to pay it. They won't pay it. So they're only useful for them to collect. Don't really call us if we really need it, because that's not what we're here for.
Is it still the same case now? That even
Yeah,
still after a certain
still is.
percentage?
After a certain limit, they won't cover at all.
Jeez.
Because the too big to fail, where they will go under and then, so then the state has to cover it and they don't cover it.
And
So
then
they're only
FEMA has to
there
kick
really
in.
to make money.
And then FEMA has to kick in.
Yeah. So at that point, you might as well have the state actually do all the insurance and not have anything else. Because why would a company that it's only covers until they make money? If they don't make any money, then I'm sorry, we won't be there.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then property tax isn't that cheap there either, is it?
No, they're not cheaper. So is everybody not sick no more?
My wife's still struggling with some mess. It's sinus crap. All of a sudden, it went from being like 50 down to 34.
Yeah. And you had to turn on the heaters. The heaters mess with your sinuses.
Yeah, we all moved downstairs in the next room that's right next to here because it's got floor heat, and we just
Yeah.
use that room for the heat because the floor heat is a little more economical than the little radiators that are throughout the house. Except for the bathroom, we use a radiator in there because got a shower.
Got a shower with that cold damn water they got in those places.
Oh no,
I remember going to the Netherlands, and when I washed my hand, I felt like my hand fell off. Like, what the heck kind of water is this?
yeah,
It
man,
doesn't make
it's
you want to wash your hands at all.
that's
Like
not just
this.
a European thing. That's like a outside the United States deal. That public restrooms, there is no hot water. I
It's like,
remember
what the
going
heck
into
is
rest
that
stops.
water?
I mean, I've been in rest stops, here, Germany, Netherlands, Italy, uh, France, every single one of them. You go in there, and when you find hot water, you're like, "Ooh, this is fancy."
Fancy place.
You're like, you just moved up to a 5-star bathroom.
I stayed the Hotel de Paris in Apeldoorn in the Netherlands, and that place first the staircase would never ever in its lifetime pass any kind of code in America. That thing was not a staircase. That thing was a fucking ladder. Like the most. First of all, every step was uneven. It was like a different step, and the inclination. This thing was like climbing a mountain. You might as well climb a mountain. It's like I don't understand. Luckily, I was still young. Any old person would be dead on that thing. That thing was like the freakiest little thing, man. One mess up here, and you're going all the way down. What a horrible staircase. But that place was really weird because for some reason or other, the bathroom in that particular room in that hotel was actually bigger than the room. I have no idea who designed this room. The room barely fit the bed. The bathroom, you could probably fit 2 beds.
Yeah, been there in some of those places. It's like tiny bedroom, and you're like, why is the bathroom so freaking big?
Yeah, like you're like, why is this bathroom bigger than the room? Might as well sleep in the bathroom.
I mean, literally, the place that I was just at in Italy, staying off base at a hotel, just around the corner from it. It was like a mile and a half away. And literally, the bathroom was as big as the bedroom. You
Yeah.
could fit a king size bed in there and still have room to spare.
Now, it was a beautiful city. It was a really cool town because I wouldn't call it a city. It was a really cool town, like out in the middle of nowhere. You had to
You've
drive,
heard
and then when you drove there, the cars all went like underground to an underground because most of the city was only bicycle or walking. They only allowed very few deliveries, like delivery for the trucks, but it wasn't like in very few places where you're allowed to drive a car. Which then meant that in a really cool way, the middle of the town where all the drunks go, at night, they had urinals come out of the ground, which I'd never seen before because the guy, I said, what the heck is this thing? He says, yeah, they have urinals that during the day they disappear, but at night they come out of the ground. I said, well, because people were going to piss all over the sidewalk anyways, and they decided to put urinals that will come out of the ground for people to piss at night.
it still goes right there on the sidewalk.
Yeah, it was better than pee because they're going to pee anyways. And they were like these like elevator urinals that would only pop out at night.
I like how a lot of these places, unless you go to like a fancy boutique, you gotta pay to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And when I first got here, and even when I visited Italy back in 2014, it was like 25-cent euro. Now you're lucky if it's 50-cent euro. It's 75 or $1 now, or
Man,
€1.
you got to be carnivore, so you don't go to the bathroom that often.
You know how much water I drink?
Got to carry your own backpack so you can pee into it.
Sure. Need to carry your. You need to stick a needle in. You just have the little urine bag. As much as I go every day. Whew. So with all these homes that you do the lease to buy, you get stuck with all the homeowner insurance, or not the insurance, but the well, yeah, you got to do that too. But whatchamacallit, property tax, or do you have that written in
Well,
that they pay that?
that's going to be part of the payment. Like, you're not going to have that not be part of the payment, are you?
I was just asking. I mean, it varies.
The
where you
homeowners
go.
insurance, usually what you do is you get a non-owner occupied home owner's insurance, and then the renter or the person that's leasing it has to get a renter's coverage and also name you as a name insured.
hmm
So you basically getting coverage that only covers the property. You're not gonna get anything that covers any kind of personal items. The persons have to do that.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah, yeah.
any kind of rental home you rent, you get a non-owner occupied rental coverage, and then the renter should be getting renter's insurance.
Well, that's like me since I move around so much. Uh, I have USAA, and so I have renter's insurance that covers me anywhere in the world
That's
that I got
what you gotta
property.
do.
So like if I move to Florida, I just update I'm in Florida. Insurance is updated. I'm covered. I moved to Korea, update my info. Whoop, I'm covered in Korea. When I came over here, whoop, I'm covered in Belgium.
What band are you up to now, Dark Gray?
This is the easier dark gray, the same one I was doing for the overhead Chris. I'm last time I did this one, because the other day I didn't have my chair, so I ended up having to do the standing up one. But the last time I did this one, I'm still breaking over 30 reps total. You're on black on this, aren't you?
Black and white.
Black and white. Woo. You doing over 10 in each section?
Got up to 20 now in the top first one.
Oh my gosh. It's time to move up to the light gray, right? You get 20 on the first one. Time to go to light gray and black on that one. Have you even attempted to do the elite?
You can't do the elite with it. I've tried. I try it sometimes for different things, and certain moves still, like, it's starting to budge and move somewhat in shoulder press, but still not enough to where you're able to do it.
Because it doesn't give whatsoever.
Well, it gives now. Now I'm starting to make it move, but it's still not enough. It has to pass a certain point where you're able to then exert the force, and right now
Yeah.
it's still not getting there.
You get too far back behind here, and you're not going to be able to move it. You're
No,
just
no.
pinned too much.
No, I'm not even going to try the elite with that. That'll break your freaking shoulder off at that point. For shoulder press, you might be able to, but regardless, it's very hard to stabilize. How that weirdo guy that did it, that's done like 3 reps with it, that guy's just massive amount of strength. and stay
Well, what
flexible.
about when I mean, you're doing black and white. Once you go black and gray, you're pretty much there. I
No,
mean,
not if you're talking power force bands.
well, what I'm
Because the
saying is
problem is
that
the elite
they
band,
said
the initial
that
is a lot harder. Maybe once they make an elite band that's a power force, you might be able to do it and then get the top tension. The top tension is not going to be the problem. It's going to be that initial break. It's
yep.
very hard in the elite bands.
And it's like the initial, like the just getting off the floor with it is what kills people even trying to do it on a regular front squat. It's
Yeah,
just having to get so low and be able to handle all that tension at that low point that you're at the
that's where
really
that's where
weakest
most people.
range,
Yeah, that's where most people are going to fail.
because the Paraforce gives you just that the inch to two, depending on the band, that you can get past that very weak point to a little
Yeah,
bit stronger area, and then you're able to, okay, now I can get up.
yeah. Like you might be able to actually do that. Like if you somehow had a machine that stretched out the band, the bar, for you to get under it in the strong range, right?
Hmm.
And then you might be able to bring it down and back up, because usually when you're able to start from the top and bring it down and back up, you might be able to get one,
Hmm.
right? Because it's an easier control than just initially breaking it out.
Or if you
Because
had
like a
like
shoulder press, if you grab a shoulder press and you load a bar with more than you can do from the main position, you could always bring it down and usually get one rep up.
you know what you could do? I just thought of it. You know how they got the at the gym they got it, but I've seen but those are usually wider. But I've seen narrower ones that have the peg handles. And so if you were to get this and get it to where it's right here already, right there at that range that you could handle, because if you're standing up and you have your full body and you put it there, then you could reach back and then you could,
Yeah,
it
but
would be
I wouldn't
hard.
I wouldn't waste my time with the elite on that. I'm talking about trying to do it with shoulder press. Forget that. That move right there, you could throw out your freaking whole shoulder blade if that elite goes back behind you. That's a lot of tension, because the really hard part of this move is that keeping your elbows straight up. With the amount
Yeah.
of tension that the elite is going to pull behind you, X, not so much the other way, but when it's X, it pulls a lot more tension than just regular.
Yeah. I'm tracking.
Is that position there that really like keeping your elbows up? Good. Well, now comes the real fun one.
Did you do one of those double splits where you've done the elite on the split, right?
Yes.
And then have you done the elite plus something holding the alphas?
Elite plus something holding what?
The alpha grips with a band.
No, I haven't done that. Not with the. Not with the. I've done more than the elite when I've done double, which is like.
Yeah, because I've seen you do the black underneath and then the black overhead.
But
And I know just the elite itself you could do. Or you've done the elite here and then something up here, right?
yes,
But you haven't done the elite and then the alpha grips,
no.
which is the real killer one. That's the one that really kills your legs.
My wife
Is
just
it-
started doing the black band now for the split squats.
Woo! Yeah, after doing sick and having some issues, other issues, one of them pain. Getting back into this, I noticed my legs are. That was one of the things that I lost the most reps in. I felt that loss on this more than anything because before I got sick at my hotel, I was doing this one. I did I think 21 on this side and I think 20 on this side. I was like, man, almost time to add the orange band and get ready to go up the dark gray soon. Where's my belt? Oh, there it is. Put this on. Be nice when I don't have to use this anymore.
When you don't have to what? Use your leggings.
I have to use my brace.
Yeah.
I don't really have an issue when I do the. I mean, when I did it Monday, I was still having some pain, so I went ahead and put both the braces on. But if I do just the front squats with the wedges, unless I do the that slide up and down, then all the way up and down, then slide up and down. Unless I do that one, it doesn't irritate my left knee.
Yeah.
You found anybody to make this bar pass to their leg yet as a magic trick?
Make the bar what?
Pass through their leg like Houdini?
Yeah. Well, I smashed the bar into the back of my leg from full extension with very heavy weight
Yeah.
because I hadn't tightened the belt. Left a big old black spot in my leg. I didn't like that, huh?
You know that feeling all too well. You're like, hurry up, get it out, get it out.
Didn't like that at all.
You ain't even traveling for the holidays?
Don't know yet. I don't make those decisions. That's a higher up channel than me. I try not to talk, so I
try not to hint at anything.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You convert those Mr. Ed videos to just audio yet, so you can have it play on repeat?
No, I haven't done that yet. Haven't waited. If I had I gotta find me a pineapple. I used to have this thing called Pineapple that would do that.
Yeah, Pineapple Handbrake.
Mm.
Yeah, you can use Handbrake and just strip the audio out.
Yeah.
Either to MP4 or MP3 or WAV file. It's easy. Yeah, you just have it not process the video, pull the audio out. And that's all you gotta do. And pulling audio out doesn't take a whole lot of time and processing power either.
Let's see if I can find it. Pineapple handbrake here.
I just put it in the chat for you on there. It's handbrake.fr.
Yeah, I got it here. Finally found it.
But yeah, that's all you got to use. You just strip the audio out and then throw them on your phone and then have Mr. Ed just play on repeat.
That's always been a very good program.
Oh, yeah. For doing the audio, it doesn't take rocket science. But when you're taking a raw video and you're wanting to encode it a certain way, that's when Handbrake gets really difficult. But then you can find other programs that will use Handbrake and makes setting the settings how you kind of want in a simpler term. It'll do all that for you and then just execute it on Handbrake.
Well, I used to use it to make things into iPod or iPhone or video. So like things you could download off of the internet,
Mm-hmm.
and I will convert them to be able to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, I don't know if I used Handbrake, but I think at one time I had another free program that was pretty good. And it would take if I was downloading some TV episodes back when I used to go to the sauna, and I'd take my iPod in there with my headphones and sitting there for half an hour and watch one of the TV shows. And I'd cut it down to the resolution that the iPod one of the first, it was like the 4 or 5, whichever. It's like the second or third video generation.
Yeah.
It's still kind of thick. Had a spinning drive in it. Yeah, I used to do that. But nowadays, you don't have to do that on your cell phones. Most of the video players will auto fit it. Besides, most phones are 16 by 9 or was it 21 by 9? That's the two main standards for the way the screen's got to be for the widescreen. There's other standards, but that's the two main ones. And either one will fit most 1080p videos just fine, because 1080 is in a 16 by 9 format. Here we go. Last but not least,
Last fun one.
the one that everybody thinks is the stronger leg, but it's actually the weaker leg. Right?
That's the weaker leg right there.
It's the one I can do the more reps, which means it has less
Yeah.
the mechanics on it is not the same, like you said. And it's like on this one, if
You use a force bar and you measure the overhead press, when you're doing the top part, it obviously measures less than when you press it forward and when you press it down, right? Because when you press it forward, you're stretching it even more. It's measuring more, but it feels a lot easier, doesn't it? You can't continue with the weaker section, even though it's less reps, it's less tension. You can't continue pushing up because in that position, the tricep has no advantage whatsoever. It's completely impossible to continue, even though it's pushing significantly less tension at that point than pushing it forward. When you go forward, it increases the tension. but you're no longer in a weak position.
I also notice on this when I'm doing this side that the everything like the bands and everything's all to the left a little more. And I always when I put this on, I always try to make this about as even as it can be. But when I do the left, it's the band looks and when I'm centered on the base with my leg and go up and down, the bands are staying up and down. But when I do the right side, the bands are to the left.
Must be something. Must
Gets
be
into
something.
that body mechanics you're talking
Yep.
about. That, and I can already feel that. I feel like I'm like this too.
Yeah.
There we go, senor.
That looks like you have fun, senor. You ended in the right way.
I'm gonna need
Doing it tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right. Then I'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
All right, man.
Bye.
All right.